everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk. It's really weird. I just want to say, like, I'm playing such an eclectic mix of video games now. I'm playing Metroid Prime, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, the compilation, I'm playing... What else am I playing? I'm playing Digimon, and here we are, with probably the most different game on the channel. The one with such a unique identity to it. Coffee Talk, which I have been thinking about. It's just been constantly going through my head. I just want to keep playing Coffee Talk. I just want to keep playing Coffee Talk because it is so much fun to play. Like, this is the story of this game. While it seems so mundane, it's somehow so enriching with how it tells its story, and so it's just so compelling as well. But yeah, I just wanted to say that before we got into today's episode. These are still going to remain weekly, but I feel like we're gonna... I might start making the videos a bit longer because they were like 20 minutes long, and that was because of the when I started recording this, I was pretty sick, and I have recovered quite a lot. I was coughing a lot, so I could only manage 20-minute episodes. But, so, just saying, this one might be a bit longer today. But without further ado, let's get into Coffee Talk. Alright. So, you might have noticed there was a huge cut. I ran into, like, a really, really odd bug. Like, a really, really odd bug that kind of sent me back to day one. I'd already recorded like about 10 minutes of this, but it sent me back to day one. But like, all of the character names were there, all of like my information was saved. And I was like, why is this so familiar? And it turns out it was because I was on day one. So I skipped ahead to the day that I'm actually meant to be on. It's really weird that it set me back so far. Alright, let's just go. Are you sure that would be okay? Yes. This is apparently where it starts. I mean, it would be really hard to pull off, but it's something that'll make the story different. Different isn't always good. It's a neat concept, but you need to handle it carefully. And gracefully. I know. Hey, Gala. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Gala. Am I interrupting? It looked like you were having an intense discussion. It's nothing. Topher was just giving me feedback. It's for the book I'm writing. Sounds like a heavy discussion. What are you up to tonight? I'm just planning to sit and relax. Please don't let my presence interrupt you. Oh, don't worry about it. Although I need to interrupt Topher for a moment. Sure, how can I help you? Can I have a cup of... Remember my remedy? Of course. Do you want to give it a try again? My last order didn't quite hit the spot. Remember, it's tea and ginger. The last thing is definitely a different ingredient from either of those. Okay. Remember, it has tea and ginger. So, I don't know what I used last time. Did I use honey last time or milk? What about tea, ginger, cinnamon? Will it be like remedy? That's muzzle chai. Tea. Mint? I have no idea. Is it gonna say remedy? Is this it? How is it? Nope. The drink doesn't even follow my guidelines. Far from it. What do you mean it doesn't follow the guidelines? You said tea, ginger, and something else, and I did tea, ginger! Pardon me for my mistake. Never mind. Anyway, please don't mind me and continue with your discussion. Don't worry, Mr. Gala, we're done for the night. You're done. I have a lot of new homework thanks to you. You're welcome. Is Hyde coming? No, I'm by myself tonight. It's gonna be a peaceful night then. That's mean, Freya. But come on, I was just joking. He needs to learn how to communicate his thoughts nicely, though. He might not look like it, but he's a very kind person, you know. He doesn't show it, that's for sure. That applies to you as well. Oh, come on. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Baileys. Hey, it's been a while since we've seen Baileys. How are you doing, Freya? Not good. What's going on? Topher was just criticizing my story. It's called feedback. It's cruel. It's necessary. Sounds interesting. What's the problem with the story? The story is non-linear and quite complicated. Imagine a choose-your-own-adventure storybook, but for adults. Sounds pretty common, so far. But instead of telling you which page to turn to, each decision you make will give you a score. A what? Or like a personality quiz? The score will determine which page you should go to. That sounds more like a video game than a book. Yeah, that sounds exactly like a video game. I know, it's not that original, but my target here is the mainstream audience. Well, I'm guessing it's actually a pretty cool idea, huh? Help with my publisher. This kind of book may go mainstream. Just like that Choose Your Own Adventure show on Netstream. It was nothing new, but because of the marketing. Do you mean that Black Mirror episode on Netflix and the names involved? It reached the mainstream market. That sounds interesting. What did I do? I watched like 30 minutes of it, and then, I don't know, I got distracted. I really need to go back and check it out. What is it called again? That sounds interesting. And highly ambitious, Freya. At least it's simpler than my other idea, which is making the novel not in the form of a book, but in the form of story cards. What? I know, right? As if she has all the time in the world, and that's before even considering the sensitive issue of setting the story in a world where only humans exist. What did you say? No, there's a reason why it has to be that way. Just wait until I've finished it, okay? Alright. Topher said though, I won't have the time. Getting a normal picture proof is already a steep climb. Let's not make the mountain even higher. Fair enough. What's the story all about, by the way? You'll have to wait for it. Don't want to spoil the fun. If you say so. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything. What do you want to drink tonight? Ginger latte, if you know how to make it. Would it just be the same as a latte but with ginger? How do I do a latte again? Would it be like cafe latte? Coffee milk, coffee milk, ginger? Like this? Maybe I should have done coffee, ginger, milk. Because the order of ingredients seems to matter sometimes. That's not it. That's milk, ginger, coffee. Let's try this. Coffee, ginger, milk. Change. Order does matter. Ah. Okay. Here you go. Thanks. Damn, this is good. With this kind of drink making skill. I wonder why your place isn't any bigger, because we can't figure out a fucking werewolf remedy. What we have here is more than enough for me. Hahaha. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. By the way, how are you doing, Baileys? Still busy with your last client? Oh, I'm done with her. Done? As in you're dropping the project? Hey, I'm not crazy. I still need the money. Done as in I finished the job. Spent the past few days making sure. It's even done before the deadline. Did she like it? Oh, she loved it. She had some complaints, of course, but I convinced her. By using some design terms she doesn't understand. So you finished your job by bullshitting her? Ha 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 ha. The finest bullshit, my lady. That's one survival skill every freelancer must have. Are you working on anything right now? No. I'm taking a break from work. I need to work on a few personal matters. Oh. Like, you and Lua? Something like that. By the way, I'm curious. How did you guys meet? If you don't mind me asking. I don't mind. It's just that I was young and stupid, you know. Oh, come on. Who hasn't been there? You're right. So, I was a bit of a player back in college. Ooh, spicy. And I was going after my then best friend's girlfriend's friend. My then best friend's girlfriend's friend. Wait, what? Okay, I'll say it slowly. I used to have a best friend. He was an incubus. Okay, let's call him Cognac. Cognac has a girlfriend, still following, and that girl has a friend. That friend is the one I'm after. Oh, okay. Got it. She was one of the hottest girls there, but everyone knew she wasn't the type of girl you'd want to date. Why? I don't want to get into details, but this succubus was super hot, and all the guys wanted to sleep with her. She was a player too. Huh? That doesn't sound like Lua at all. Because it wasn't Lua, genius. Huh? Lua was my friend's girl. What? Holy moly! This is getting spicier. The other girl's name was, let's just call her Rose. Continue. I knew Lua thanks to her relationship with Cognac. That's a fake name you made up, right? Yes. Now, will you let me continue without interruptions? Okay. So I asked Lua a lot of things about Rose. She knew what I was after. It annoyed her so much, but I kept on bothering her. I mean, I was a pretty active guy back then. So Lua came over to visit us at one point. I lived with Cognac back in college. I'd been out and I got back just as Lua arrived. A total coincidence. We went into our place together, and witnessed something surprising. What? Cognac was sleeping with Rose. Holy mother of moly. I saw the look on Lua's face. The disbelief, anger, sadness, and without even thinking about it, I punched Cognac in the face. You what? I got into a fight with him. Oh, I haven't told you. Cognac was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu tutor for... He was a what? He's pretty good. Oh my. Yeah, I landed that one punch, and he beat me to a pulp. Easily. Lua begged me to stop fighting on her behalf. Heh, more like she begged Cognac. Hey, I wasn't kidding. I lost, but I don't give up so easily. I was beaten pretty bad, so Lua took care of my injuries. We grew closer after that, and I don't even remember the exact date. But suddenly, that friendship turned into a relationship. That was one hell of a story. That was pretty... I know, that was a story. Have you seen her by any chance? Yeah. Lua came by a few days ago. How is she doing? She hasn't returned any of my calls or texts. Well, she's healthy, that's for sure. This kind of setup, it's like a coffee shop where everyone knows each other. It's like very friends-like. She's got into an argument though. With whom? There was this male model. A model? I didn't think she was the type of girl to go out with a model. Oh, they weren't together. What were they arguing about? Well, we were talking about your relationship. Lua told us about the reason behind the fight, about your family stuff. And then this guy Hyde joined the discussion. What did he say? He didn't understand why Lua would insist on getting family approval, considering, you know, what? You're willing to leave your own family. You would do that for her? Yes, I would. I'm sick and tired of my family. Why would you say that? Let me tell you about my family. Or I should say, most elven families. They all think they're so high and mighty. If you're born an elf, there are certain unwritten rules you must follow. Reputation and appearance are everything. We must never ever make our family look bad. You can only befriend certain people. You must dress a certain way. You can only have certain jobs. Jobs that are deemed worthy and successful, like being a doctor, a lawyer, a CEO. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an artist. I love drawing and creating art. However, becoming an artist is not something elves would deem suitable. Unless you become the next Da Vinci. So when I switched from a business major to an art major, my parents went crazy, screamed like they were on fire, then told me I'd never be rich or successful. All that because you chose an art degree? You wanna know the worst part? They blame Lua. What do you mean? They blamed her for my decision to pursue my passion for art, yelled about how her kind is ruining the country. Whoa. Accusing their religion of worshipping the Dark Lord. Whoa, what the fuck? Accusing her of putting a spell on me and cursing the family. Jesus Christ. Whoa. I mean, come on, this is the 21st century. That's so not cool. I don't want to sound judgmental, but your family is racist. Tell me about it. Lua's the only person that can make me feel alive. She showed me how I can be free and pursue my dreams. I don't understand why Lua is so obsessed with the idea of reconciliation with my family. I just don't get it. I have no problem leaving my family, you know. I would happily leave them for both of us. Well, what about her? What about her and her family? You may be happy to leave your family, however, it may not be the same for her. Gala, do you have something to say? Perhaps you could give us a different perspective. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I couldn't help overhearing your story. I assume that the person you're talking about is not an elf, correct? Yes, she's a succubus. I see. I'm a werewolf. For werewolves, the wolf pack is the most important thing. We'll put family before any other. Okay, Jacob.
You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
We often have our own problems within the pack, but we won't abandon our family for anything. Perhaps that's also true for her and her family. Besides, if you leave your family for her, wouldn't that make your parents believe that? All those bad stereotypes about succubi are true? I never thought of it that way before. Whether you like it or not, your actions will have an impact on her as well. And if you leave your family for her, that will put her in a difficult spot. She might feel responsible for your actions. There's nothing to feel bad about. I'm leaving my messy family to create a better one with her. It's easy for you to say that now, but you don't know what the future holds. One day, circumstances might change. One day, one of you might regret your decisions. One day, you might use the I left my family for you card. We love each other. I'll be with her whatever the circumstances may be. Love... Gala has a point. You know, love is like a flame. It might burn fiercely at first, but over time it will die down if you don't maintain it. Maintaining it won't be easy, it will be hard work. Because life is full of storms. And marriage, it will not survive on love alone. Well, that's deep. We'll have each other and that's enough for us. Tell me, do you have health insurance? What? I'm an elf, why would I need health insurance? You'll need some. What for? Immortality is an elven privilege, but you'll lose it if your family disowns you. So how does an elf lose immortality just by being disowned? I've seen people go bankrupt because they fell ill or got seriously injured. Emptied their entire life savings for an $8 pill because in this country they charge $20,000 for it. And if you decide to have children, they won't have the same privileges you do. There's a high probability that they'll get bullied for being a half-breed. There are consequences. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Think about it. Anyway, I've got to go. I apologize. Okay, Gala did have a point. I'm sorry. Gala did have a point. But that whole interjection about, oh, but what if you have half-breed children? You gotta think about that because they'll get bullied. No. Come on. That's stupid. I don't agree with that. Sorry, Gully, you had a point until then. No, thank you for your insight. I've got to go too. I feel like that was completely not really relevant to the conversation we were having. When I head out together, that shouldn't even be something that we consider. Sure. Thanks for the drink, Topher. And Freya. If the race of your children is something that is a concern for having children, maybe you need to work on yourself a little bit. Probably these coffee talk vids get really political because they deal with very political and deep topics. What? You made me lose 2 customers in a minute. Hey, that wasn't on me. They were leaving anyway. Are you gonna write that in your book? It's a secret. Your book is based in this coffee shop. How can you present a story like theirs in a world with only humans around? I'm not sure. No, trust me. It exists. Perhaps a hot drink will give you some inspiration. Sounds like a great idea. Usually I'm not like, with all my other videos, I don't really talk about political stuff unless like the game mentions it. Probably like the only game that I really talked about heavy politics would have been Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it deals with a lot of stuff about eco-terrorism and government conspiracies and stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't really get into it. But this game draws out so many of discussion points about race. Actually, I think race is probably like the most significant part of this story. Not so much sexuality, that hasn't really been touched on, but race has been touched on a lot. Okay, usually I do like one day an episode, but I do want to get through this. I want to start pushing towards the end a bit quicker, so we're gonna do another day, and I think I might push it up to 2 days an episode, just to maintain a bit of progress, so this series doesn't last forever. Since I only put it up 1 day a week. Who vows to stop major hospitals selling Fury sedative illegally? Coachella. He really never changed. I know. But it was surprisingly nice. Catching up with people from back then. Thank you for forcing me to do it. Don't mention it. Hey, Topher. I'd like to order again. The usual. Back to the experiment? Yes. You know? Try adding milk to the ingredients you already have. Alright. You know what to do. So what? Tea, milk, ginger? Like this? Or is it tea, ginger, milk? I think I got it. Gala had. Try this. Thank you. Oh, just what I needed. I did it. Hey! What about you, Mr. Hyde? Would you like to order anything else? I'm good for now. I couldn't help overhearing you both. It sounds like you two go way back. We do, I guess. He was my bodyguard. Oh, wait, what? Didn't you meet here? Yeah, when this was a bar. What happened exactly? He was getting his ass kicked by a couple of dwarves. Ah, those two bastards. It wasn't a pretty sight, so I intervened. Aren't vampires supposed to be, you know, tough? Just because I'm a vampire, it doesn't mean I know Kung Fu. Besides, I've had a couple of drinks. I could have taken them both for some. Well, maybe you should watch a bit more True Blood. Come on, just gotta be fast, right? A couple, really. You were trash, Tide. You told them I was your bodyguard. Wait, were you not his bodyguard? Not at the time. We didn't even know each other. But because of that whole fiasco, we both got kicked out. And then this wasted vampire stuck to me. Like, well, you know, to a blanket. I don't know what he's suggesting. Obviously, he was too drunk to drive, so I hailed a cab. Turns out, he was also too drunk to tell the driver where he lived, and I was stuck with him until morning. Ha ha ha! Thanks for not leaving me on the street, Gullah. Those dwarves could have killed me. Who were they? I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but it's possible that they may have had ties to the mafia. Okay, and I might have lost some of their money on the stock market. God, I've had a sore throat for like over a month now. A lot of their money, as soon as I put stress on my voice in any way, shape or form, it's just time to cough. Yikes. They wanted me to launder their dirty money, so I decided to screw them over instead. Yeah, I overheard what they were talking about before the fight started. I knew Hyde was innocent and that's why I helped him. He might be an annoying asshole, but he's not a thief. What a stroke of luck. The universe sending me a guardian angel in my time of need. So the next morning I offered him a job as my bodyguard for real. After all the trouble you caused me the night before, hey, I took you to breakfast. Don't tell me that counted for nothing. I have to say, it wasn't my proudest moment. I was broke. Breakfast was an offer I couldn't refuse. It was the late 60s, mind you. It wasn't easy finding a job, especially for people like me. I'm just playing with my hair. Werewolves? War veterans. Ah, I see. Well, this is a really long hair. Ah, I see. So how did you go from working as a bodyguard to working in the hospital? Well, when he was working with me, I noticed. Hi. I prefer it if we skip that part. I'm sorry, but I don't want to go into any details about it. It's alright. Forgive me for asking. I don't mind telling you the quick and dirty version. Long story short, he helped me with something. Let's just say something from my past. Thanks to that help, I found a new purpose in life. Helping other people live. Of course, it's not easy for a veteran werewolf to become a nurse or a doctor. That's why I chose hospital admin instead. So, you could say I owe this guy my life. Thanks to his stubborn persistence in helping me when I needed it. Thank you for sharing your story with me. I didn't expect such a tale from you. I know. Anyway, Topher, I'd like to order something now. What would you like? Can you make a tea-based drink that's warm and cool at the same time? Pardon? What do you mean warm and cool at the same time? Tea? Do you want tea with 2 mixes of milk? Here's your order. Ah, okay, exactly what I wanted. By the way, it feels like this place is missing something today. Yeah, I haven't seen it today. Speak of the devil. Hello, good people. And 1 vampire. It's good to see you two, Freya. By the way, we were just talking about you. Oh, really? What about me? I was just surprised that you weren't here. Is that how you pick up girls young enough to be your granddaughter? That won't work on me. Huh. I've no interest in flirting with you. I've got high standards, you know. You look so tired, Freya. How'd a day at work? How could you tell? Call it werewolf senses. Right. I showed Topher my draft, and I actually got some good feedback. That's good to hear. Glad I could help. So I spent the whole day rewriting stuff, and I also did some stories for the paper. Overall, it was a good day. That's good to hear, but please don't forget to take a break. It's easy to get carried away by work when you're on a roll. Will do, sir. And speaking of hospitals, how's your hospital admitting life going? That's not even a word, Freya. Actually, I'm not even sure what you even do there. It's really boring to talk about. But mostly I handle operational stuff happening in the hospital. Things like how much a specialist costs and how much it affects our income. I also deal with patients and their families. If they require intensive care such as operations, I go through what we do and how much it would cost them. Kind of like biz dev for people's lives then. You could say that. Damn, that sounds complicated and hard. That's why I'm suited for my job. Someone who gets very emotionally attached to patients would find this job pretty tough. Whereas heartless people like my friend here only see it from a business perspective. Good point. Why do people rarely talk about your kind of job? I guess most people don't really notice we exist, or think about the necessity of it. Exactly, it's an interesting job, yet no one talks about it. Maybe because most admins are just like me. We rarely talk about work outside the hospital. Why? For me, I just don't find any reason to. It's the patient's personal lives anyway. Such professionalism and loyalty. We should keep hold of that mindset, especially in front of this lady here. You. He needs to be a bit less loyal though. Hide. You've been doing this job for a while, right? Almost 50 years now. Whoa, I didn't know that. That's a long stint. 50 years in the same position? Yeah, that is... Don't you have any, like, aspirations? Holy. Ask for a promotion, man. They keep offering me new positions, mostly managerial. Take it! Not interested. Why? It's not something I want. Okay, well, if you don't want it then... But can't you just ask... I mean, honestly, can't you ask for, like, a pay rise? I mean, if they're offering you positions, but potentially you could ask for a rise in pay for the job that you're currently doing. I fit perfectly in this position. But the salary must be better if you take the promotion, right? Of course. But what I get at the moment is more than enough for me right now. Okay, well, if he doesn't need it, and I still get raises while I'm doing this job, I really can't figure you out. That's Gala for you. Anyway, my shift's starting soon. It was nice catching up with both of you. Are you going to stay, Hyde? Yeah, I'm still enjoying the vibes here. I'll see you in a few weeks, I guess. Yep. Safe trip. See you around, Topher. And you, Freya. See you. Take care on your way. You know, it's kind of hard to believe. Someone like Garlic could be your best friend. We were just talking about that before you arrived. Oh, really? Man, I missed an interesting story. So how did you guys meet? Seriously, I have to retell the story? Yes. Come on, you're not going anywhere, right? Huh, alright then. We met in this place back when it was a bar. Whoa. I never knew Garlic used to be in the army. I mean, he's got the build to be on the front line. Kind of like Wolverine. Wolverine was in the army, right? To be fair, I don't remember X-Men Origins. So though, why didn't he make the jump from, how should I say this, a very physical job to medic? Well, he's not comfortable talking about it right now. But you know why, right? You trying to squeeze the story from me? Obviously. He doesn't want to talk about it. That's him, not you. Freya, back off. Seriously, Freya? Come on. I won't get into details, but going to war, it messes with your head. Oh. You see why Garlic doesn't want to talk about it, huh? I don't get it, but it must be difficult. Especially back then. The only thing he was confident in was his strength. So he only did work that relied on his muscle. That wouldn't help him get over his trauma though, right? Of course not. But it was the only thing he could do. Or at least it's the only thing he thought he could do. But you hired him for his muscle? Hey, I didn't know about all that at the time. Besides, he's good at being a bodyguard. And we weren't that close yet. So no personal feelings. I needed his strength. But then I got to be interested in him. Interested? I think he's a cool person. That's all. And after a few months, I noticed his problem. I suggested you talked about it with someone, seek help, which he refused. No surprises there. But I kind of pushed him to do it. How? It's complicated. Eventually, he did go to get professional help. Of course, I have no idea what happened in his therapy sessions. But in the end, he found a new purpose in his life. He quit working for me. And so not long after that, he started working at the hospital. And he's been work... Hello? Oh no! Oh, God, okay. Good evening, everyone. Oh boy. Good evening. It's nice to see you again. We are also glad to see you, barista. By the way, I didn't catch your name the last time you visited. Do you have a name? Name? We sure have. On Earth, please call us Neil. Achievement unlocked. We are all friends. Neil. Yes. Neil. As in Armstrong? Is that your real name? Oh, of course not. Due to the nature of communication, we do not really need trivial things like names to interact. But from what we have learned here, it seems like the name Neil has a lot of associations with the Earthlings' efforts in intergalactic exploration. Okay. I get what you mean. I believe we did not meet the last time we were here. I saw you from afar when you left the coffee shop a few days ago. So hello, my name is Freya. You could say I'm a regular here. And you, sir? Hide. Come here often? For someone who doesn't live in Seattle? Yeah. Oh, you are not from around here. Neither are we. It's like turning on the heater. I've had the heater on, and I think it's having an effect on like my sinuses because I mean like 9 months with no heater and then suddenly a heater. Where do you come from? Far away. By far away, you mean a few thousand miles or more? More? Much more. More to the point that your strange calculation system means nothing. That sounds far away indeed. What are you doing here in Seattle? Do all your kind dress like this? Oh, this. Wait, I gave this guy a voice, didn't I? We chose this appearance based on an image we saw when we first arrived. Image? Ah, the Arami Gendru album cover. No wonder you look familiar. As for what we are doing, this place is really the perfect spot to practice our communication skills with Earthlings. But before that, please let us order something from the barista. What do you want to drink tonight? The usual. That is how you say it? Yes? Yes. So, anything? Yes. We won't be able to taste the difference anyway. You really can't taste anything? Yes. What if I can brew a drink that can make you feel something? Interesting premise. But we doubt you will be able to do that. Challenge accepted. Please surprise us. I'm guessing this will be a new drink, not one that I currently have. But look at this, you can kind of tell what's in certain drinks. So we want to brew something that's gonna make him feel something. Do I have anything that... Something that's gonna make... Chocolate. Why don't we go sweet? We'll go chocolate, honey, milk. Something really sweet, maybe? Chocobi Miruku. At least we're learning a new drink. A cup of anything is ready for you. Thank you. What the? Interesting. What are you doing? Drinking. That's how they drink. Whoa boy. You are one interesting person. Thank you. That was a compliment, yes? Normally, yes. But you can't be so sure with Freya. That definitely was the highest form of compliment. What are you, Neil? Us? We are travelers, doing our job in the space you call Milky Way. What kind of job? We are tasked with the mission to spread our seeds. You really are here to find a date? All the way from a galaxy far, far away? Wow. Turns out pervs exist anywhere in the universe. Feeling attacked, old man? Not really. You have a valid point. We do not understand. But we are glad if we can make you laugh. Oh, the pleasure was mine. I may ask, why do you have to breed with us? We are sorry, but that is classified information. Oh man, that just sounds like the start of a horror movie. Well, how's the mission going so far? We cannot say it is going well. I'm not surprised. With how quirky and unique you are. Not many women can handle that. Did you handle them though? Me? I don't know. What do you think? You're a pretty adventurous girl. I wouldn't be surprised if you decided to go on a date. Or maybe go further, if it got you a good story. What the heck, card? Huh. Oh, you're not offended by that? Not the slightest. You're wrong though. I'd go on a date with them, but I don't like to sleep around. Really? To be honest, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I get that a lot. People often mistake me for someone who gets around a lot. Excuse me, miss. From what we gather, does it mean you are willing to breed with us in exchange for our stories? Oh wow, no wonder your mission isn't going well. I don't mind going out with you for a drink or dinner in exchange for stories, but I'll only sleep with someone I'm serious about. But our mission is serious. It's not that. You either have to be my boyfriend or husband if you want to sleep with me. We have heard of those terms before. Let us check them once again. This is very strange. According to what we found, many Earthlings mate with one person exclusively for their entire lives. I mean, for the most part. Yes, that's called commitment. Apart from like really high rates of divorce and separation. Such a strange concept. But yes, that is the concept that is most exclusive with humanity. That's why with such rules do you still face overpopulation problems. Now that you mention it, we don't have enough control of ourselves, yeah. That's true. And those in charge also don't have enough control of us, which is good. Not to mention some races live for a very, very long time. So even though there are rules about having kids, and they can be strictly enforced, a lot of people still break them. We know Earthlings boast about the concept of free will. But we thought your kind also loved the concept of restraint and taking care of the planet. At least, that's what was gathered from your information network. Theoretically, that should be the case. But Earthlings are stupid. That's the easiest way to put it. We learned so much today, but we have another question for Miss Freya. Ask away. How can we become your husband? Oh my god. First of all, I would suggest going step by step. Most of the time you start by dating, boyfriends or girlfriends, you know, before you talk about marriage. Oh, okay. So, how can we become your boyfriend? You'd start by asking whether she's actually single. Understood. So, Miss Freya, are you single? Yes, I am single. Do you want to be a girlfriend? Now, the path of starting to date varies between people, but usually it takes some time before you want to commit yourself to someone. Wow, the breeding process on Earth is surely extremely complicated. Be easy if you're a smooth talker. Smooth talker? Someone good at communicating with others. That would be really challenging for us. Even after all that, making kids is still in a totally different league. Most women prefer it if their male partners wear condoms. Oh god, this is getting... I just realized how, like, this is actually a really adult game. Condoms. It's something you wear to prevent pregnancy. Or rather, not adult, but I would say it's for older audiences. It's a way to prevent pregnancy, especially because that talk about the werewolf bondage that they were talking about a few episodes ago. Why would you do the mating ritual if you do not want to have offspring? Pleasure. All this information is too much to process in one evening. So we talked about using condoms, but how do your kind of sex? Like, seeing how you drink? A condom might be something you can't use at all. That's true. How do you do it? We are pretty flexible with that, but we cannot tell you the details, unless we agree to do the mating ritual. I don't trust this. I don't want to imagine how it's done. Oh, you do not need to worry. We will not hurt anyone physically or mentally. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, especially the mental part. We did our research, and we tried it on the testing object we made. It was proven. The mental capacity of Earthlings is far more complicated than anything else on Earth, sir. Oh, we did not know that. Being born on Earth sounds very difficult. It is. I have to agree with that. Anyway, thank you so much for the information you have given us tonight. It means a lot for our mission. We have to report our findings to the base. Are we going to start an alien invasion? How do you proceed with your mission with this newfound information? We are not sure yet. It is yet to be discussed, after all. It was really nice talking with all of you. You're welcome. We're off now. Bye. Take care on your way, sir. Yeah. That was really something. Indeed. You said the first time they came here was for a date, right? Yeah, but their date never came. And they mistook Miss Myrtle for their date. The game developer Orc? Wow, I dread to think how that went. It's pretty awkward. But they can't be angry at such naivety. I guess so. By the way, has that young woman been back since I spoke with her last time? You mean Miss Lua? Yeah, her. Oh, showing some concern now, are you? Well, it's only been like, what, 2 or 3 days, so I'd probably not. I'm just curious. No, I haven't seen her since then. But her boyfriend did come a few days ago, like yesterday. When is this set? Is this day by day? And Freya was being pretty nosy to the point that Mr. Gala joined the discussion. My. You really have a knack for starting trouble. Sadly, I have to agree with that. It's not easy to make Gala join a random conversation. Unless it really piques his interest, or it annoys him. I don't know how to react to that. Well, I need to catch a flight to Seoul tomorrow, so I'm off for the day. Oh, you're leaving Seattle so soon? It's only for a week or so. I'll be back here sooner than you know. Oh well, it'll be a peaceful week then. Anyway, I need to get going as well. Thank you for letting me stay without ordering anything. Huh? I didn't even notice that. You really don't care about business. She didn't order anything, but she did attract people to the coffee shop. That's one way to put it. Anyway, Freya, do you want to share a cab? Thanks, but I'm riding my bike. Alright then, see you around. Take care on your way, folks. Alright, we're gonna leave that there for today. I did run into a really weird bug that it kind of like sent me back to day 1, but still like my progress was there. It was just really weird. So, it might be a bit cutty at the start, and that might have been a bit haggard to look at, but it shouldn't be like this in the future. I'll make sure to check next time. But it was still really weird. But thank you for watching. This will still be a weekly thing, but at least the videos are going to be a bit longer now, so we can get through it quicker. And the story is really good. It's still maintaining my interest, and it's deeply political. It's kind of cool. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.